What's going on, everyone? So now that the Olympics is officially over, LeGM can get back to work and start shaping and rounding out this roster, start making some trades, and really get ready for the upcoming season. But in all seriousness, now that the Olympics are behind us, it's out the way, and the Lakers, particularly Jeannie Buss and Rob Pelinka, right, got to actually see LeBron James and Anthony Davis on the court in the fourth quarter, closing out for the gold medal game. And to not look at that and go, we really need to get something done, I don't know what to tell you. Right? Like, LeBron James and Anthony Davis are still two of the top 10 greatest players in the world right now. They are. LeBron James was the best player in the world. He just won the MVP, right? People want to say, oh, he wasn't this. What about this guy? One guy won the MVP for the entire world. Doesn't matter what my opinion is. Doesn't matter what your opinion is. One guy won the MVP for the entire world based on the entirety of the Olympics or basketball, right? He is the best player in the world right now. He is, right? There was this whole debate a couple years ago, right? I'm old enough to remember, right? It was, most of it was by Lyles, right? Who was like, oh, well, the world, right? Like, the MVP isn't the world. You know, he's not the best in the world. The guy that wins, you know, the world championship, it's not the world championship. It's the Olympics, the Olympics, the Olympics. One guy, this guy, won the world MVP. The world MVP. Not the NBA MVP. So for those that are on the debate or whatever, one guy, that guy. So he is the best player in the world still, on a team filled with the best players in the world, right? Many believe Jokic is the best player in the world. LeBron James took on the defensive assignment. LeBron James scored the same amount of points, grabbed more rebounds, had more What does the guy have to do? How do you watch LeBron James and go, you know, yeah, he's probably only got a year or two left, but we should probably not try to win another championship with a guy that's still a top 10 player. Right? At worst, he's top 10 in the league. Even last year, he was top 10 in the league. Right? And then you look at Anthony Davis. And there is a genuine argument that Anthony Davis was the second best player start to finish for Team USA. Steph was unbelievable in those last two games. Absolutely. But just like the MVP isn't just about the two games, right? It's about what was your catalog, the entirety, right? And LeBron James was the best and most consistent player start to finish. Anthony Davis was arguably the second, right? Again, Kevin Durant was fantastic. Joel Embiid had that great game. Steph really picked it up the last two games. But from the first exhibition game to the last gold medal game, Anthony Davis is the second best player, at worst, arguably, right? I think, again, entire resume this Olympics was. The guy was rebounding, defending, changed the tide of games numerous times, right? Guy did everything, getting rebounds and putbacks, and he did everything you could ask for. So two on a team filled with superstars, on a team filled with the best players on all the teams in the league, the two guys that stood out are on the same team together, which is the Lakers. Again, I don't know what to tell you if the Lakers don't try to pull something off. Now look, I don't want a trade just to have a trade, right? That doesn't mean go trade both first to go get Jeremy Grant or anything like that. It's not what that necessarily means, right? If nothing's there, fine, nothing's there, right? No trade is better than a bad trade. You can get worse, right? Like, and I think the Lakers at least, bare minimum, have a puncher's chance. I don't think anyone would be shocked if the Lakers won the championship this year. I don't. I also think Anthony Davis and LeBron James, I think that you're going to see, I mean, maybe not so much LeBron, because like how much better can LeBron be? But yeah, you never know, right? Like, but Anthony Davis, I think this was huge for him and his confidence, right? You know, there's been this debate the last several years of, basically since the bubble, of like Jokic, Embiid, and Anthony Davis, right? And Jokic is still, in my opinion, he's still better, right? Like if I had to choose between the two, I would take Jokic, right? After Jokic, I think it's Anthony Davis, right? Like genuinely, like I think I would take him over Joel Embiid. I might even take Anthony Davis over Giannis. And look, Giannis is incredible. Giannis is special, right? I'm not taking anything away from Giannis, but man, the last like year and a half, one, Anthony Davis has been incredibly healthy, knock on wood, right? But two, he's been a monster, man. Like there's, all the consistency issues and all, he like corrected all that this past season. Then you get in the Olympics and just his performance in limited minutes in a limited role off the bench still was, again, arguably the second best player on the Olympic team. Give me AD, man. You have the two guys that I would take that play well together, that are together. Like you gotta find something. Again, I don't think the Lakers are far, right? I don't necessarily think that they're like close either, right? I think they're a couple moves away, but I don't think they're far in the sense of like they need, 4 or 5, like they need a whole roster rehaul, right? Like the 2 years ago now, yes, I was like we need a whole roster rehaul, right? Like, Patrick Beverly, Kendrick Nunn, like it was like, okay, then you go get D'Lo and, Reeves emergence and then Jared Vanderbilt and Beasley, and you basically did this whole roster rehaul. Then I was like, yeah, you kind of need that. But right now, I don't think that they need a full rehaul. I think they need a key, really 2 pieces in my opinion, unless it's like a significant piece, right? Unless you're able to, just name that came to mind. Don't freak out. Unless you could get somebody like a Kyrie. Just an example. Don't freak out. I'm talking about the level and the talent in which would make you an instant contender. Just a name, okay? Not saying that it's possible or that they're going to do it or anything like that. Just want to specify, because people always lose their mind when I mention somebody, right? Unless they could get somebody like a Kyrie level player that would fit and make sense. Steph Curry, right? Can the Lakers go get Steph? They really need like 2 pieces, right? Which is why I've continued to say, it's Jeremy Grant and Cam Johnson and, Bruce Brown and whatever, right? Like if you get a Wendell Carter and a Jeremy Grant, yes, now I think you can go win a championship, right? Much like how, like Dallas, thinking of Kyrie, you look at Dallas comes to mind, right? They went and got the PJ Washington move, and then they got the Daniel Gafford move. And it was enough to push them over the top to where they were able, along Kyrie and Luka, they had those 2 other pieces that were able to kind of carry them over. Yes, of course, Derek Lively, Derek Jones Jr., right? Like they had other guys that really stepped up, but the Lakers would have other guys too, right? You'd still have Austin Reeves, right? You still probably have Jared Vanderbilt. Like you're going to have other things, right? Max Christie, Dalton Connect, right? So again, it's not just that, but if you can get the 2 kind of upgraded pieces that the Lakers need, I think that could take them over the hump. And now they're one of the top, 5 teams in the league with LeBron James and Anthony Davis and the level in which that they are playing between those 2. But again, I don't want to give up 2, like if we get a trade, a lot of people want to trade just to say they made a trade. Yeah, I don't want that. Like if I got news tomorrow that the Lakers traded 2 firsts for Jeremy Grant, I'm going to be mad, right? I am going to be upset. I'll be happy we got Jeremy Grant. Don't get me wrong. That would be a huge pickup in my opinion. I think he would slot in great, but not for 2 firsts because that's basically it. Now you're basically done. I would prefer, of course, to get whatever trades you can get done now. And if you do pull off a trade at the trade deadline, it is a minor move, right? It's just something where it's just like, hey, we need some more shooting. Let's go get a Seth Curry or something like that. Not some like significant, like, oh, we're doing a roster rehaul again. Like nothing like that. Now, again, if nothing is there at this time, then nothing's there, right? You don't make the move. If it comes at the trade deadline, great. You pick it up, you make it, you get it done, and let's go. But again, if it's not there, you don't do it. You can only trade what is there, right? Like, you can't buy a house that's not for sale, right? Like, you can't, buy a car that's not for sale, right? Like, there has to be an agreement. And a lot of people look at it and go, why haven't the Lakers gotten something done? Because other teams aren't dealing. But nobody's gotten anything done, right? Like, if all these other teams were making all these other trades, then yeah, it'd be a little concerning. But no one's made a trade yet. Yes, I know you have, DeMar DeRozan and Klay Thompson, but those were sign-in trades, right? Those were free agents that didn't want to take less money to sign somewhere, so they worked out a trade to get signed. I'm talking about a trade. The only trades that have happened is Mikal Bridges, which was, an outlier. Like, no one else is making that kind of trade. And then DeJounte Murray, which that one hurts because I think the Lakers should have went and done that. Personally, I think you should have even have traded Austin Reeves to get that done if you had to, right? I just think the Lakers dropped the ball on that. But outside of that, and that was before free agency, right? So during free agency, no real trades have happened yet. Everybody that was available at the trade deadline is still available right now. So again, like, the Lakers are still in the mix. It's just nothing's getting done. But it's not just the Lakers. Again, like, if everyone else is pulling off trades and it's like, what are the Lakers doing? Like, what are we doing here? Then yes, I'd be a lot more mad, and you'd probably see a very different Tyler than you see right now. But I'm patient. Patience is key. I'm okay with waiting. But all in all, I don't know how you look at this Olympic performance by the MVP and Anthony Davis and go, we're good. Right? Nah, we're fine. We don't need nothing. I don't know how you come to that conclusion. You gotta get something done. Gotta get it done ASAP. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you agree? Do you think, like, yeah, you gotta get something done? Look at what LeBron and AD were able to do. Do you think, no, take time, let things unfold, develop? Again, I don't want to trade just to do a trade. The right trade is there, get it done, make it happen. If it's not there, don't force the issue. Again, you can always get worse. Things can always not work out. I'm old enough to remember the Lakers doing a deal just to do a deal, and they went and signed Luol Deng and Timothy Mozgov, and we were paying Luol Deng until 3 years ago or whatever it was, right? Like, it was it was relatively recent, right? So again, got to make the right decision. But let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. Helps me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.